love that, to see that in a young player. He carries himself on a very high level. Now, would this happen in real life? I mean, maybe. I think Miami is really, really, really willing to maybe trade away some players for a all-star type of player, which Chris Paul was last year. And yeah, I think this is actually working out pretty well. So right now, I'm just making Duncan Robinson a small forward, so you can start at small forward with Jimmy at the 2. Actually, I might make Dunk at the 2, but I just keep him as a small forward. But yeah, I remember it saying on NBA2K21 for next gen, Jimmy Butler would be a 93 overall, so I made Jimmy Butler a 93 overall just to make this a little bit more fair. But I bet y'all were thinking this is gonna be an OKC Thunder rebuild. No, 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 no. This is a Miami Heat championship run series. Hopefully you guys don't mind that, but I don't think I've actually played as the Miami Heat in a very long time, and I thought it'd be kind of fun. I've always been a big fan of Miami. Miami definitely has my favorite jerseys, maybe of all time. All their jerseys are super sick. Yeah, so we have here a pretty decent bench already with 78, 76, 76, 76. Pretty decent bench, but I think we do need to upgrade some spots. Definitely the starting power forward. I do like having Duncan in the starting lineup. It just gets a shooting threat. But speaking of upgrading the bench, getting rid of Kelly Olynyk's big contract for a player who will actually produce for our team seems pretty important. And we get here a trade for Terrence Ross to come off the bench. That seems pretty awesome in my book. That's a very lucky trade. Next up, I am making Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo, Bam Adebayo, Bam Adebayo, a power forward. He is 6'9", which is a perfect size for a power forward, at least in my opinion. And we're getting, again, the cheese monster himself. DeMarcus Cousins. I do have to release the player real quick, but it seemed like, well, the last time we didn't get DeMarcus Cousins, we didn't win a championship. So I'm going to see if the sort of trick still works, and if I get DeMarcus Cousins again, will we win a championship? I guess we're gonna find out. But I am going to start DeMarcus Cousins. I think that's a good spot for him, getting another scoring option in the starting lineup. So now we have scorers like Chris Paul and DeMarcus Cousins, and maybe sometimes Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler doesn't have to have such a heavy load on offense. He can more be that more all-around player that we really love him to be. So we have Chris Paul, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and DeMarcus Cousins as our starting 5. That is an awesome starting 5 with Terrence Ross off the bench, with Crowder, Nerlens Noel. We got the trade for the Thunder, and Kendrick Nunn. Now, if you guys don't believe me, this is an upgrade to last year's team. That'd be crazy, but I actually really like all these additions with Chris Paul and Terrence Ross and DeMarcus Cousins. I think the only big problem that Miami had last year was just their offensive output just wasn't there, and obviously not to the level of a lot of teams in the league. I'm surprised they actually, beat Boston, but with the defense. But I think obviously Tyler Hero helped that out a lot. So obviously his trade value was really good. So getting a trade straight up for barely, pretty much Tyler Hero on a first for Chris Paul, I think that means a lot. Obviously with Chris Paul being one of the greatest point guards of all time, I think it's a pretty big up to Tyler Hero. We will be following Tyler Hero a little bit throughout this video as well, to see how well he does in the Thunder as well. See how this trade does for them. Obviously, they're not going to be as good as they were last year. I mean, in real life they might be, but in this game, I highly doubt they will be. We just need to wait. We just need to see. And oh yeah, 50 similar difficulty, obviously. But yeah, we just need to wait and see how this new three-headed monster in the East of Jimmy, Chris Paul, and Bam can do. Yeah, I'm very excited. Simulating some games. Nice win against the Pacers. Let's see if we can beat the big boy teams like Milwaukee. Oh, we get a loss. Rats. I'm just really worried about we're gonna be like last video I made on a 2K series with Ben Simmons, and we're gonna be a great regular season team, but we're not gonna be able to beat the the big boy teams like Milwaukee, Lakers, Clippers, people like that. So let's see. We're playing the Lakers next. Let's see if we get any good win here. Okay, so we can beat a Lakers team. That's great. They're definitely probably the biggest competition. We beat the Rockets, but we lose to the Nuggets. So Celtics. Yeah, so we beat the Sixers. That's really good. We have the Rockets coming up now. Let's see. Oh, I guess I skipped through it. Sorry about that. I do sometimes cut some of these simulations out because I like fix something or 2K like lags really bad or something like that. It takes forever. So that's one of the main things I'm very excited about in 2K21 for next gen. Is the load time. Apparently, it's supposed to be amazing next gen. So you guys should let me know down in the comments what you guys are excited for in next gen. That's definitely mine. Is load time and hopefully added content for my league, and hopefully it's not broken like this year's is. That'd be great because for a long time this year's 2K My League was just totally horrible, and they even admitted to it. They admitted that they had nothing going on for My League, and I thought that was kind of funny. But okay, so we lose to the Lakers and the Warriors and the Mavericks and Boston and Toronto. Wow, we are, like I said, I'm very nervous about that we can beat teams in regular season, but when it comes to the big guys, we're not going to be able to hold up to it. My thing would only be, I think we're pretty decent on offense, like offensive power. Maybe we need more defense, maybe. I'm not even entirely sure what else we would need. I don't know. We beat Portland. Pretty good. 140 to 83. That's a pretty good win. We also beat Toronto, so it looks like we're giving some and taking some as well. Also, let me know down in the comments if you guys would like me to do another hour league series like I did last year with the Supersonics. I don't know where I would do the our league season this time. Maybe like Hawaii, maybe like a Hawaii team or a Louisville, Kentucky team, or some place in the world that needs, some place in the country that needs a basketball team. Obviously, Seattle is probably number one on the list, but there are a lot of other places that need a basketball team. So let me know down in the comments what city I should do. I'm thinking Hawaii. I think that'd be kind of cool doing a Hawaii team. But I already did a West Coast team. Maybe I should do an East Coast team this time. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe like Baltimore. Whoa. Did I just get offered a trade for, wow, for Jay Crowder? Bogdanovich for Jay Crowder. Yeah, I'm I'm 100% taking this trade. Why they offer me this? Okay, yeah. I mean, they're both the same height. I get it that Jay Crowder is probably just a better defender, but come on, man, I'm not gonna turn that down. But which one do I make a small forward? Do I put Bogey or Ross? Ross goes up 2 points if I make him a small forward, so let's make him the small forward and keep Bogey at the 2. I love that. That's awesome. I'm not gonna look at any stats right now because it's not halfway through the season yet. But wow, we get an 80 overall player coming off the bench now, and now T. Ross is at 81. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, our bench is, like I said, guys. Depth in the NBA is so important. So we have 2 starting caliber players off the bench. Also with Kendrick Nunn and a lot of other players that are pretty good. I think my team's looking pretty great, not gonna lie. And also, this has also been a very realistic rebuild, not gonna lie. We haven't done anything super crazy. Obviously, trading away Tyler Hero is probably the most unrealistic thing we've done because obviously Miami's very high on Tyler Hero, and I doubt they would actually I don't want to say they wouldn't, but I highly doubt they would trade Tyler Hero for, a year or 2 of Chris Paul. I don't know. I think that makes some sense, right? If you're thinking of actual IRL, I think Chris Paul will probably get traded to the Bucks. I feel like the Bucks are probably the most obvious one. They're the ones who are probably closest to winning a championship. I'm sure Chris Paul wants to win a championship. There you can trade him, like the trade we've always seen with DiVincenzo and Bledsoe and picks and stuff. I think they might actually do that. So right now we're looking at the standings, and we are first in the conference with the Bucks in Toronto right behind us. And wow, oh my God, the Bulls have John Wall, and they still kept Kobe White. I wonder how they did that. That's crazy. Yeah, that'd be awesome. John Wall and Zach LaVine. That's pretty sick. The Sixers are kind of low in the conference. Same thing with the Nets. Wow, with healthy KD, healthy Kyrie. That's pretty crazy. The Knicks, Charlotte, and the Houston Rockets are the last team in the Eastern Conference standings. Oh my God, that's crazy. Then we have our Thunder, who aren't even starting Tyler Hero. Look at his per 36. They're actually pretty good. What are they doing? I need to jump in there to help them save them, but yeah, Tyler Hero definitely needs more minutes there. Then we have the Jazz and the Spurs. Wow, man. That's crazy. Portland's struggling. Too. Looks like. I don't know why. Maybe because they need a better small forward. And then we have the Warriors here. Normal Warriors. The Suns are ahead of all of them. Same thing with Memphis. They're ahead of everyone. That's crazy. Pelicans are very, very, very high up. It looks like their training and potential is doing pretty well. Denver, Lakers, and then the Dallas Mavericks have the best seed in the entire Western Conference and the best record in the league. That's crazy. We were just gonna make a trade with them for Kristaps Porzingis, but it looks like they definitely do not need that whatsoever. That's pretty crazy. Let's look at the player stats now. Let's see how Chris Paul is doing in the rest of Miami Heat team. Jimmy Butler leading the league, leading the team in scoring. Sorry, with 22. What is that? 8 and 7. That's definitely some Jimmy Butler playoff numbers right there. That's awesome. Then we have Boogie Cousins with almost 20 points and 7.8 rebounds. Bam, doing crazy with the double-double. Chris Paul, almost a double-double with himself, getting 8 assists. Then we have Bogey off the bench. Ross as well. And then Duncan, not doing so hot. And he's also shooting a worse 3-point percentage. So I think I am going to keep Duncan Robinson in the starting lineup for now, but I think in the playoffs, I think I am going to start Bogey or Ross over him. I think that would just make a lot more sense. Just leave everything as it is. We're obviously winning a lot of games. We're the first team in the East, but I think in the playoffs, I think I'm going to tighten the rotation a little bit and maybe put Bogey at the starting position just because I think he's a more versatile player than obviously Duncan Robinson being a 3-point specialist. Beat the Warriors, that's really good. Lose to the Jazz though. Very consistent. Yeah, that was crazy though. The Rockets were the worst team in the West, and then we had a John Wall trade. Who did they trade to get John Wall? That's what I don't know, because they kept Zach, they kept Kobe White. Oh, was it Lauri Markkanen? I don't remember him being there. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. Someone got traded for John Wall. That's pretty interesting. I don't think anyone's gonna touch that John Wall contract with 10 football, in my opinion. I think they're pretty much stuck with that until it runs out or a buyout. But I'd love to see John Wall maybe go somewhere else, or at least just be a healthy player. That's the most important. I have been seeing videos of him like working out and training and stuff like that. So hopefully he's, at least 80% of the player he used to be. We did lose to the Mavericks, which is kind of sad, but we did beat the Bucks and the Nets in our last couple games, which is always good. They're definitely going to be our big time playoff rivals, the Bucks and the Nets. I feel like the Nets, if they do make the playoffs, which I'm assuming they will, are still going to be a very big team to try to go up against, at least in the playoffs. They're going to be one of those sleeper teams, I guess, at least in 2K terms. In real life, I think they should be fine. I mean, the Nets probably have the best, depth in the league, maybe besides the Clippers, with having LeVert and Dinwiddie and Jared Allen and Joe Harris. They have a lot of really good starting caliber players, maybe coming off the bench even. But then again, you hear a lot of things about, Luka MVP, that's crazy. Bruce Brown with the 6th Man of the Year award, that's interesting. We have Giannis back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. Michael Porter Jr., Most Improved. I like that a lot. That's awesome. And our Coach Bo is the Coach of the Year with Trae Young and the All-NBA first team. Oh my God. Nearly 35 and 10 for Trae Young. Oh my God. We have Jimmy Butler making All-NBA second team, which is really good. Almost getting that triple-double with almost 2 steals a game. I think that's awesome. That's amazing. that's a good series. Toronto, Atlanta, and Bucks and Sixers. Another really good first round matchup. This is gonna be awesome. I think I am, like I said, going to tighten up the rotations a little bit. I'm gonna start Bogdanovich at the 2. I like that a lot. Keeping Duncan off the bench with T. Ross sounds pretty interesting. T. Ross is still a really good defender, so I could trust him with Duncan Robinson being there. Let's see, Chris Paul, Bogey, Jimmy. Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, it's not bad. And then if I need to make like a specific sort of coaching plan, I'll do that. If I have to, if I'm down a couple games in a series, I'll just do a special coaching plan for defense and stuff. But I feel like we're pretty good in this first round matchup. No offense to Pacers fans, but I feel like we're pretty set. So, yo, look out in the West. Look out in the West. The Dallas Mavericks got swept by the Timberwolves. Oh wow, D-Lo, my boy D'Angelo Russell, that's absolutely insane. Oh wow, D'Angelo Russell is actually killing the game, especially with Carl Anthony Towns. My God, that's definitely super crazy. Also, sorry if you can hear some background noise. Seems like some things are going on around me that I cannot control, so I definitely do apologize with that. But I'll definitely try to make it up with some sounds of my own. We have here the Brooklyn Nets getting taken out by the Boston Celtics, which Kevin Durant looked like he's struggling a lot. But hopefully that doesn't happen in real life. And then we have, oh my God, Trae Young going absolutely insane. That's definitely tough. I guess if you do just have Trae Young on your team and you just give him all the shots, I guess he can score 40 plus points per game. That's crazy. I definitely really want to do a Atlanta Hawks rebuild sometime soon with Trae Young, and I think that'll be pretty dope. I'm not even entirely sure what happened there in that series, but we also have the Bucks getting upset by the Philadelphia 76ers, which it seems like Giannis still did not get enough help that he needed, but we are going up against the Boston Celtics, which is a team I actually thought was going to make the finals last year, but wow, we get another sweep. That's pretty surprising, actually. We have the Sixers beating the Atlanta Hawks, which was pretty, I don't want to say obvious, but definitely the favorites out of that matchup. I'm assuming is probably going to be the Sixers. Trae Young is still doing his thing, but it doesn't look like they have enough help to stop the entire lineup of the 76ers, which is one of the best in the league. And then on the, while we have Trey Brooks actually scoring a pretty decent amount there too, but in the West we have the Clippers beating out the Lakers pretty easily, and the Denver Nuggets beating the upsetted Timberwolves. But yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised that we're doing so well. I'm assuming just the added star power of DeMarcus Cousins, a healthy DeMarcus Cousins, be that, which probably really helped out the team with our bench and stuff. But let's see if we can. Wow, we get another sweep. Okay, guys, yeah, it's at 50 simulator difficulty, like I showed you guys earlier. And the Denver Nuggets almost sweep. They gentlemen sweep the LA Clippers. It seems like Michael Porter Jr. is becoming that third star that Denver is desperately looking for. Jokic is still playing really good, and so is Jamal Murray. So this is definitely going to be very tough, guys. This definitely could have been a finals matchup last year for sure. If Denver, obviously could have beat the Lakers, but it looks like we might. Wow. We actually get a perfect season, well, perfect playoffs with Bam Adebayo, making that this is such a weird sort of finals, guys. I'm really sorry that these playoffs are actually kind of bad. Nothing. Well, I guess we did get a couple upsets with Denver making the finals against the Clippers, and we also had the upset in the first round with the Dallas Mavericks getting bounced out. So this is definitely a very interesting playoffs. But I don't know. We didn't really go through a lot of adversity, but we still had a pretty decent team, all around. Yeah, so it looked like we did do a pretty decent job with the trades. Looks like Chris Paul's doing pretty well, but I Finals MVP. It looks like he played pretty average compared to Jimmy and the rest of the guys, but I don't know, maybe DeMarcus Cousins should have been Finals MVP. He played pretty well, but thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It looked like the trades worked out for at least Miami, for the Thunder. I don't know why they weren't even starting Tyler Hero. I bet they would do a lot better if they actually started and developed Tyler Hero, but I wasn't controlling them, so I couldn't even do anything about it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what other players I should do. I know people have commented about Victor Oladipo, which would have been fun to do. I may do that one next, or just other regular rebuilds, or the Our Series. Sorry, Our League Series. If I should start another one of those up, but I think I might wait till next gen comes out to do that. But I guess we'll just kind of see. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in my next video very, 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 very soon. Alright, guys.